Hello, YouTubers. Wildcat Piper here, your host this evening, coming from the Wildcat Lounge. Tonight I'm smoking a cigar. It is a Camacho Select. Love Camachos. It's been in my humidor probably 2 months or so. I really like to, if I purchase cigars, I like to let it rest for at least a couple of weeks. Just to kind of settle in a little bit with everything and get it acclimated. But this is a great smoke. The reason why I got this cigar is because I bought some more cigars. The first one here is a CAO Brazilian. I've had these before, and I really, really do like these, so can't wait to smoke that. I also got a Padron cigar. A little bit of a glare there. Padron cigar. The Padrones are probably my brother's favorite cigars. But I like them as well. And this one here is it's called a Flathead. It's by CAO. This one is the Flathead 554. I smoked these last year on a cruise, and my brother and I both did, and we really, really liked them. So I've got some more of those. I really want to go ahead and buy a box. Just didn't do it today. These are Camachos again. The red band. I really like the Camachos. And this one is one I have not smoked. It's called the Asylum. The price is right. I mean, it's a very cheap cigar. This is a 6x70. They say it's a Nicaraguan based cigar, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's probably going to go on the cruise because that's going to be a long smoke. But I wasn't done there. I also got, to my brother's delight, I got some soft pipe cleaners. If you saw our videos when he and I were together, I had the videos that has the bristles on it to help clean the inside of your stems and your shanks. They're not good to do to absorb water. I mean, they will poke you and cause you pain. He did not like that at all. So I picked up 3 of those. They're pretty cheap at our, not as cheap as you can get them online, but I think they were $2.30 or something. So I got me 3 of those as well. But the most exciting order that I received is a pipe blend. I got a sample of this. I don't even know who it came from, and I have been smoking the fire out of it. Just the sample is about gone. It was a pretty good size sample. And from what I've talking to my brother, what he told me was Aristocop really almost only exclusively smokes this blend. If that's not true, Scott, my brother Scott, said it was. So you can let him have it. But from what I understand, Aristocop smokes this almost exclusively, and that is the Lane Limited 1Q. And I got myself 16 ounces of that. And I am thrilled to get it. This is a pipe blend I can smoke in the house. It's kind to my wife. And guys, you know that's part of the battle to smoke inside. Is if your better half likes it, then you know you're good to go. So so I got 16 ounces of this. I'll probably jar up a couple for the cellar, and then I'll jar up one or whatever I can to smoke. But the sample I had was at least a year old in that. And I don't know if that's what made it so good or just it's a good blend. But I know Virginias do well when you do cellar it. So I'll probably cellar most of this and then keep some out just to smoke because I really like it. And see if there is a difference between the two, cellared and non-cellared. So, but I'm looking forward to getting that. And I don't know if you guys have had to deal with the healthcare insurance and stuff, but back in the fall, I can't remember if it was late September, early October. I think it was late September, maybe even late August. I'd gotten turned down on some coverage of some insurance, and I appealed it. And that is a headache. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to appeal something like that, but nobody knows what anybody's doing. You know, I don't know if you guys ran into that, if you appealed a claim. But I got the claim together. I wrote out why I feel like, why I was appealing it. Sent it off. A month later, got a letter stating they sent that account to collections. Called them up, told them what was going on, told them I appealed it. She said the paperwork wasn't in there. And I said, well, you know, I sent it. I even had the letter that I had was dated back in August or September. So she just said, well, I'll tell you what, just fax that stuff to me today and I'll get it to the doctors or the people making that decision. So I did that day. I got a letter today that stated that it went to another collection agency. And so I called them back and I said, number one, I sent the stuff to you. Number two, they told me not to do anything till I heard back. And was not very, well, I was pleasant, but I was very, very upset that this got sent to collections twice. That wasn't my fault. So she went back and looked at all the information. And she came back and she said, well, on January the 24th, they went ahead and accepted the claim and paid it. $1,300 worth that they paid, which they should have. And I was just following doctor's orders. So so I said, well, you know, it's been sent to collections twice. And it was sent to collections. I got a letter today. Why did I get that letter if you all paid it? And so she apologized about that. And she says she's going to clear it up. Now, how do you check that stuff out? You know, how do I know if it got turned into my credit or anything? And because I guess I could call the credit agencies and talk to them about it, but you know, then they ding your credit because they're looking at it, and then that makes your credit score go down. So it's like, what do you do? And so it was pretty frustrating. But the last word I got was they were going to pay that stuff, take care of it. So I said, okay. And hopefully that's all there is. But I took down names and numbers. I got that all filed away. I keep a little notebook for all that kind of stuff. And I guess we'll see what happens. But frustrating if you guys have ever dealt with that stuff before. watched the game last night, Super Bowl. My team did not win. But I must say, Tom Brady is one heck of a quarterback. He is very good. And so, whenever you're dealing with a great quarterback like that, a game is never over. And I'm not really a Falcons fan, but I was pulling for him for Matt Ryan. I felt like he had an awesome year. Here's a guy who has played most of his career as a backup, and then emergency starts here and there, and he just became the MVP of the league. So I was kind of wanting him to get a Super Bowl ring, but not this time. In the halftime show, there was a rumor out there that there was going to be a lot of political statements made, and she was going to trash our president, and was not looking forward to seeing that. Regardless of where you stand on that issue, the Super Bowl is not the place for political statements. Neither are awards banquets or even pipe smoking YouTube videos, right? So I'm not going to make one. I was just very pleased that she just did what she was hired to do, And it was a very good halftime show. I will say it was probably the best in recent years anyway. And pretty intense. But so I thought that was good. But I hope you guys are having a super fantastic, had a super fantastic day. The weather here is really quite warm for February here in central Kentucky. It was up in the 50s, up in the 60s tomorrow, snowing on Thursday. Hey, that's what we deal with around here. This is a fantastic cigar. So I'm excited about the new cigars that I got. I'm excited about my new pipe blend. Haven't smoked Lane 1Q in probably over a year. And here in the last week, I have probably exclusively smoked it only. And so I tipped my cigar to Lane Limited for that beautiful blend. I've heard that people like that blend. It gets great reviews, so I can see why. Just a great smelling blend and a tasting blend. Very consistent through the entire smoke. Very excited about it. But I hope you guys have a great night tonight. Blow some smoke rings in the air, but above all, my friends, be blessed. I'll talk to you soon.